Okay, so I have a quick thing to show you and explain to you about one of your assignments. So I know this is TDI, and normally we do an assignment, but I wanted to give you a little extra help on your work this week. So you're supposed to be reading Peter Pan this week. So that's one thing you need to do to work on your reading and to get credit for coming to TDI this week. All you need to do is go into your TDI assignment and record yourself reading. So there's a record button. Just press record and read like a chapter for me. It probably won't let you record for too long, so you don't have to do too much reading, but I want to make sure that you're reading the book and that you're practicing reading out loud. Okay, the second thing I want you to do, or I just want to show you, is that in your language arts course, you're supposed to be working on an assignment that's all the way down past where you're reading. So I had you skip a couple chapters and start on this. So you're supposed to be reading chapter 7 and 8. No, you read that already. You're reading chapters 9 and 10, and then you're going to skip down to the plot device presentation. Okay, so the plot devices are explained to you in the previous lesson right here. It talks about a flashback, foreshadowing, commentary, and what a cliffhanger is. All right, now I want you to look at the assignment. There's a presentation here that I've created, and you have to make a copy. And now the presentation is like essentially already created for you. And all you have to do is fill in each slide. So on the first slide, you're going to talk about a flashback. So it gives you a little explanation. It says, the reader gets to see into the past, something that happened before the story began. It's like a memory. So a flashback scene is, you've seen these in movies before, where all of a sudden they remember something that happened in the past. So it's not the current storyline, it's in the past. So where in the book have you seen a flashback scene? Now, if you cannot find a flashback in Peter Pan anywhere, tell me about a flashback scene you remember from another book. Okay, I just need to know that you understand what a flashback is and that you can find it in a story. All right. Commentary. Then you're going to write about commentary here. So I explained to you what commentary is on this slide. I said that it's when a narrator or a character in the story comments on what is happening. So normally in a story, right, the characters are just kind of doing their thing. But every so often they kind of step out of the character, step out of the story, and they address the audience and they explain something to you. So when do you remember that happening in Peter Pan? Or do you? If not, you can talk about it from another book. Foreshadowing is when you get a hint into what's going to happen. So they might hint at the fact that the children are going to leave and go to Neverland, or they might hint at the fact that one day Wendy and her brothers will actually grow up. When do you see a hint into what's going to happen in the future? Okay, and then lastly is a cliffhanger. A cliffhanger is like when you are just like on the edge of your seat, like wanting to know what's happening, and then they leave. It's kind of like when you're watching a show with episodes, and that episode ends with like, you know, a big car accident, and you don't know whether your favorite character survived or didn't. Okay, so that's a cliffhanger. So maybe the chapter ends with you not knowing what's going to happen, or a story ends and they don't explain what's going to happen. So give me an example of a cliffhanger from Peter Pan, or from another story if you can't find one from Peter Pan. And so that's really all I have for you today. I just wanted to explain this to you and tell you that go to week 15, TDI, and record yourself reading a little bit of Peter Pan. You can just do it for a minute or two. All right, and that's it. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Bye.